Hello, good afternoon. I am making a special broadcast for all of my ladies who like to disappear at this time of year. There's a hibernation that tends to happen after New Year's when everybody's all excited about their new goals and a new year. And then we fall off in February. And I want to make sure that if you're going to take a social media break, although it may be warranted, to have some very important questions that you ask yourself first. Now, I am going to give you a very clear strategy of how you're going to plan your life better, differently, more impactfully, get more out of your time, make a bigger bang at the beginning of the year. I'm going to do that for you in this conversation. But first, I want to talk about the pitfalls of not knowing why you feel you need a social media break. So, over 80 something percent of people feel that social media can be a negative. You can be scrolling, wasting time, you could be distracted. Some people get an increase in anxiety and depression. There's reasons why you should unplug from social media. If you're feeling distressed, if you're losing your focus, if it's taking up too much of your time, you should be doing other things, if you should be focused on your family. I'm not talking about should you take a social media break. I am calling out those folks who like to take one and disappear and show back up in April, typically after Easter, and they're dazed and confused because they've lost an entire quarter of the first year. The tip right off the top, if you don't hear anything else from me, is please learn to treat your life like we would treat a business. In just a few weeks, I'll have been in business for 10 years as an executive coach. I've helped women in weight loss. I'm a National Academy of Sports Medicine trainer. What I'm saying to you is that it didn't matter what type of business I was running. Business owners who are successful, professional women who are successful, you will treat your life like a business. And that means that you will adopt a quarterly system. You will look at your life from a quarterly perspective, from a quarterly basis. If you're watching, please type in quarterly in the chat. Let me know you're there. Tell me where you're watching from. And if you walk away with nothing, know that that quarterly focus will help you not lose an entire year of progress. So if you are thinking like a business, then you're going to have a strategy going into this unplugging. You're not going to just withdraw, put your head in the sand, become like a tortoise or turtle. Have you ever heard that saying, summer bodies are made in winter? There are people who are good at this. I'm not saying that you're not doing something productive, but I see more and more women get overwhelmed with various things, frustrated with various things, and they just shut down all of these images and so forth from social media. But guess where I met all my clients? Online. Guess where I've met all my business leaders and mentors? Online. So, therefore, online is a great place to be. We just have to be very selective. And if you are not in the right spaces because you lack a strategy, of course, this is why you're trying to get out of there. So we need to sometimes clean up our social media because we need to acknowledge why we want to leave. If your news feed's a mess, I can see why you want to go, but maybe you're running away from yourself. Do us all a favor and know why you're taking a break and also get a plan before you go. I'm going to put it out there that a lot of people have feelings of imposter. It comes up quite a bit. And those feelings can give you stress and anxiety that you don't have to have, but you're walking around fearing failure. You see other people making the moves you want to make. You see other people making the progress you want to make. And you're not really understanding that maybe we can take that stimulation and turn it into you saying, okay, fine. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of watching. I'm tired of putting my needs on the second burner, because as a mother, I can tell you it's easy for you to put your needs on the side. Instead of doing that, I'm going to recommend that you start using the time in the first quarter of the year to get a plan. We need to have a strategy so that if you show back up in April or May or June, You've achieved some things. We've moved the needle for you. Lots of people come to me because they don't know what to do as their first step. One of the first things I do for people in that situation is called a career projection. They're like, I don't know. I'm successful. I make a lot of money. Everything's going pretty okay, but I'm just not happy with this. I feel stuck. I'm stuck in this spot. And I thought that the new year would bring some inspiration. I thought that when I turned the corner from this project, I would feel like I knew what was next for me, but I really don't. And if I keep going this way, it'll be another year again. And by the way, we're not getting any younger, and you work entirely too hard not to enjoy where things are headed. We also know that if you don't change the course and steer it into a new direction, no one's going to do it for you. So I'm going to recommend drtonymd.com/talk. Just so you know, I don't always do free consults, but in this case, I feel like it's important. Before y'all run off of social media, before you unplug, get yourself a plan so we know exactly what you're going to be doing while you're off social media so that you will come out on goal. What I see instead is a lot of self-sabotaging behavior and you shutting down, you hiding out, you avoiding and procrastinating on things you really know you do want to do is only going to hurt your trajectory. It's going to hurt your calendar. It's going to hurt the timeline where you can start enjoying the things that you really want. I have a head cold. I've been hacking and coughing. And I said, you know what? I'm going to talk to them anyway because I don't want you to disappear and then come up disappointed and frustrated as you had been before. I look forward to talking to anyone who is looking to up-level your career. Some people want to transition careers. Many of my clients are going on to build other businesses while still working in their career. It works that way because they can pay you money and then you can pour it into yourself. And some people are trying to figure out why they don't have any time to do the things they want to do. They want more freedom and flexibility. All of that stuff requires us to sit down and create a vision for your future that makes sense for you and a plan to go with it. I just had a person inbox me a few days ago. She tagged me on social media in a group with a lot of other physicians. And she's like, listen, I finally nailed the job. Do you know when she applied for it? 2022. Wow. It takes a year. Well, in this economy, with this world the way it is, it can take a while. So I don't want you to get discouraged just thinking about things that are on your heart to do, but not taking the right next step to cut out all the noise and focus on what really matters. So get with me, drtonymd.com/talk, because really, I used to charge for free consultations and I'm trying to encourage you to make the most of this year. We're coming off of a pandemic and people are still like, man, I thought I would be ready. I thought I knew what I stop thinking and start doing and stop putting your head in the sand and avoiding and unplugging so much and burying your head in some beautiful book or a wonderful, movie or show and then still coming up short. A lot of my clients are losing sleep because they're not making the next right step. So ask yourself, do I have a plan for each quarter of this year to get a specific outcome and a specific goal? If the answer is no, you probably should book a call. Talk soon. Talk to TonyMD.com/talk. See you soon. The next one is going to be talking about some things you have to do to clear your plate. So we'll be talking about that in the next few days.